These are some notes and examples for section 3.9, linear function. A linear function is a line. So it is a function that defines a line. So new notation, f of x is equal to y. So we're going to, instead of using a y for a linear function, so this is the way we looked at it before, we're going to use f of x is equal to mx plus b. Now that is the slope-intercept form of a line, and that's what we're going to be using. We're also going to be looking at a different way to show slope. So slope is going to be change, instead of in y, change in f of x over change in x. And the way we find changes in things is subtracting, so it's really not that different. Okay, so for our first example, which is on the note sheet, I'm going to give you the slope, and I'm going to give you values. F of 0 is equal to 12. What this is telling me, this is my x, and this is y, or f of x. So all we need to do first is we need to find b. So we're going to plug in into f of x is equal to mx plus b. We know f of x, that's 12. We know m, that's negative 3. And we know x is 0. So when we solve, b is equal to 12. And then the second thing we're going to do, we're going to plug in m and b. So then our function is f of x is equal to negative 3x plus 12. And you're going to do the same exact thing to example number 2 and example number 3. So let's go down to example 4. Example 4 doesn't give you slope. It gives you two pairs of x's with their f of x. And what we have to do is we have to find slope. Okay, well the top used to be we would subtract our y's, but y is f of x. So we're going to subtract these two numbers right here. So we're going to say 12 minus negative 2. And as long as you are making sure that the x that goes with that f of x is directly underneath it, the order doesn't really matter. So the 3 goes with the 12, so that goes first, and I'm going to subtract 5. Remember, what's inside the function, that's the x. So that gives us 14 over negative 2, which gives me negative 7. So I have my slope. So since I have my slope, and I have 2 points, it doesn't really matter which one I use, but I need to plug in and find out what b is. So I'm going to plug in, I like to stick with the smaller numbers, so I'm going to use this point. So my f of x is negative 2. My slope's negative 7. X is 5. I need to find b. So negative 2 equal to negative 35 plus b. And since I'm running out of space, I'm going to go over here. B is equal to 33. And I've found my m, I found my b. All I need to do is plug it into my formula, f of x. So f of x is equal to negative 7x plus 33. Okay, so we're going to go to the word problems now. Okay, for the first word problem, it's about the prom committee asking a local restaurant to cater the senior prom. Now, the cost of any type of event depends on how many people go. So your f of x is going to be the result. So the f of x is usually the dollar amount. So we're going to say, for example 1, for the word problems, is that f of 100 100 people determines how much it's going to cost, and so that's 1,700. And we have also got another amount. It says if 150 go, it's going to cost $24.50. Now these things we have to do because it's not a per person cost. So most of these events have a flat fee, and then you pay per person. So we're going to do exactly what we did on the examples. We're going to find the slope by subtracting the f of x's. Now, it is nice to come out with positive numbers, so I'm going to subtract in the order that will give me positive numbers, which means I have to start with this one, 150. Okay, and what I have now, when I subtract all of that, that gives me 15. Okay, so I still need to find b. Again, I like to use the smaller numbers, so I'm going to use an x of 100 and a y of 1,700 to find b. Okay, so now my b is going to be 200 people. So my function for part A is f of x is equal to 15x plus 200. And what this tells me is that no matter how many people come, even if it's 0, I'm going to pay $200. And then I'm going to pay $15 for each person that comes. So what that helps me to do is I can figure out how much it's going to cost for any number of people. And the second part of the question is find out how much it costs for 175. So we're going to plug in 175 like that, add 200 to it, and our cost is $2,825. You know, number 2 on this page is almost identical to this one. So we're going to go 3, again for the prom committee. And this one is a little different. This one already gives you the flat fee for the first 4 hours. So in this case, B is 500. So anytime you get a flat fee and then an additional cost, that flat fee is going to be 500. Second thing, the $25 per hour. There's a key word here, per. Per shows that we have a rate. Slope is a rate. Therefore, this is our slope. We've already been given our slope, and we've been given our b, so we don't really have to find anything. So this is our function. Okay, so the question is, wants to know how much it would cost to rent the building for 7 hours. Well, the easy thing would be just let x be 7. However, this 25 and the 500 actually is for the first 4 hours. X represents every hour after 4. So x is 7 minus 4, so x is 3, and that's what we plug in. So we're going to have f of 3 equals 25, and I realized I have a mistake right here. There, that's supposed to be 500 right there. And then we're going to plug in 3, and the cost for the rental was $575, and that is all. Those are the examples for section 3.9.